Welcome. This is a video based upon number and algebra, paper 1 and paper 2 questions for AISL. So the first question, a cuboid is in the shape, has a width n, length n upon n plus 4 and height 2n plus 1. Show that the volume. So volume equals to nothing but what? Length times width times height, which is n times n plus 4 times 2n plus 1, which is going to be, if I simplify that, I should be getting that answer as n times 2n square plus 9n plus 4, which becomes 2n cube plus 9n square plus 4n. Now part B, hence or otherwise find the value of n if the volume is 12495. So 2n cube plus 9n square plus 4n equals to 12495. Use the GDC, roots of a polynomial option, you should be able to get n value as 70. Coming to question number 2. A ball is in the shape of a hemisphere. Its radius is 6.3 centimeters. Then correct to one place decimal. One place decimal means 0.1. 0.1 divided by 2 is 0.05. Subtract 0.05, it becomes the lower limit. Add 0.05, it becomes the upper limit. Those are the lower limits and upper limits. Now part B, hence find the maximum percentage error. You can find it out the error between these two, the actual value and 6.25 value. So actual value what we got, 2 by 3 times pi times 6.3 square minus 2 upon 3 times pi times 6.25 square divided by, compare with this one, 2 by 3 times pi times 6.25 cube, not square, it's going to be cube, and absolute value of it, and also times 100% because it is percentage error. When you simplify by calculator, you should be getting 2.42%. Coming to question number 3. When David joins gym in 2021, the monthly fee is 34 pounds. The fee increases 2% every 2 years. Every 2 years, okay? Calculate how much monthly fee will be in February 2026. So till Jan 2021, till Jan 2022, and what is that? Jan 2022 and Jan 2023. The next hike will be in Jan 2023. So let me write it out once again. So what does that says? The first one is in Jan 2021. Then the next hike will be in Jan 2023. Then the next hike will be in Jan 2025. So now Jan 2021 it was 34. Now it will be 34 times 1.02 because 2% every 2 years. And Jan 2025 will be 34 times 1.02 whole square. Whatever the amount he is paying in Jan 2025, he will be continuing to pay till Jan 2027. So, but the question is being asked in Feb 2026. So, Feb 2026 value will be the same as Jan 2025 value. So, because it has been increased at every 2 years. So, therefore, in Feb 2026, how much will be his monthly membership? 34 times 1.02 whole square, which is going to be 35.37 pounds. Next, find the total amount he will pay for the exactly 7 years. So once again, Jan 2021 will be 34 and 2023 onwards he'll pay 34 times 1.02. 2025 onwards he will be paying 34 times 1.02 whole square. Now, and 2027, this is from here to here it is 2 years done, from here to here it is 2 years done, and from here to here it is 2 years done. But for this 34 times 1.02 whole to the power of 3 he will do only for 1 year, because total is 7 years. Total is 7 years, which is 2 years plus 2 years plus 2 years plus 1 year. So the total amount he is going to pay is 34 times 24 months plus 34 times 1.02 whole to the power of 1 plus 24 times 24 months, and 34 times 1.02 whole square times again 24 months, But lastly, 34 times 1.02 whole square times only 12 months. When I add it at all, I am going to get it out 2,930.26 pounds. That's going to be the answer. So see carefully, why is he paying 2 years, 2 years? Every 2 years there is an increase in the fees. So 7 years can be split as 2 years plus 2 years plus 2 years plus 1 year. Question number 4. The sequence of 80 cylindrical concrete columns. 80 cylindrical concrete columns is planned in the garden for a new university campus. The height of each column is 10 centimeters, 10 meters, and the radius is in the arithmetic sequence with the first term 0.5 and the common difference 0.05. Find the first column to have the volume greater than 100. So, volume is pi r square h. Pi r square h. Pi radius. What is the radius? Radius is 0.5 is the first term plus n minus 1 times d. What is the common difference? 0.05. 0.05 whole square times h. H is 10. This is the volume. So which is 10 pi times 0.5 plus n minus 1 times 0.05 whole square. This volume should be greater than 100. This volume should be greater than 100. Then what should I be doing it on? You can use the graphing option in the GDC and find the point of intersection. You will be getting that value as n is 27. 26 point something you'll be getting it out. So the next value is n is 27 is going to be the option in the graphing calculator. Find the total amount of concrete needed for 80 columns. For 80 columns. So sigma C is equal to first column to 80 columns. Use the graphing calculator and use this formula 10 pi 0.5 plus n minus 1 times 0.05 whole square. Instead of C, I can take it out n. Then use the sigma option. You should be getting it out 18745.88, but I'll be writing it out in the nearest number 18746 centimeter cube. Not centimeter, meter cube should be the answer because the question is asking to the nearest meter cube. Don't write in decimals. So use the sigma notation in the GDC. Use the sigma notation in GDC, you should be able to get that one. Question number 5. Erin measures the height, width, length of a cubic shaped food containers. Using these measurements, find the volume of the container in mm cube, giving your answer in two significant figures. So volume is length times width times height, which is going to be 2542540 mm cube, which is two significant figures. So you should be able to write in two significant figures. Write down your answer in the standard form, which is going to be 2.5 times 10 power 6. Next, given that the measures of the height, width, length are correct to nearest mm, determine the container will definitely able to hold 2.5 liters of liquid. Nearest mm. So 1 mm. 1 mm divided by 2 is 0.5. So for we have 254, we have 65, and we have 154. We have these three values, they are correct to nearest. So what am I going to do? Subtract 0.5, it will become 253.5, and it becomes 64.5 and 153.5. So now I'm going to multiply all those. 253.5 times 64.5 times 153.5. It becomes 2509840.125 mm cube. So whereas what has he given? He has given 2.5 liters. 2.5 liters means 2,500 centimeter cube, which is equals to 2500,000 mm cube. So you can see that the capacity of the liquid is this much, but the actual minimum capacity is more than the availability then. So therefore, what it says, so the container can contain 2.5 liters of washing liquid. Question number 6. Callum is saving money to buy a digital camera. He invests P euros in an account that pays annual interest 4.3% compounded monthly. After 6 years, his account is this much. Calculate the value of P. Give your answer in 2 decimal places. So n equals to 6. Interest equals to 4.3. Use a GDC. Present value we have to calculate. So 0. Then PMT is not making any payment, 0. Future value should be equals to 2069.99. Then P upon Y, no need to write, 1. C upon Y is also going to be 1. Then calculate the present value. It's going to be coming across 1600.0020732,771. So it's going to be nothing but how much? Euros 1600. Callum bought a digital camera for 2000 and sold it 6 years later for 9000. Find the rate at which the camera depreciated. So for part B, same, n equals to 6, I equals to 0. We have to calculate PV equals to minus 2000. Then future value equals to 900 and P upon Y equals to 1, C upon Y equals to 1. Then calculate the value of I. You should be getting it as 12.5%. In this question, assume that the distance between the Earth and Mars is 252.65 million kilometers and the space probe travels in a straight line. Find the distance between the Mars in meters and express your answer in standard form. So 252.65 million kilometers equals to 252,650,000 kilometers. So again 252,650,000 and 000 meters, which is 2.5265 times 10 power 11 meters. The speed of the space probe in meters per second. Express your answer in A times. It travels at a speed of 60,000 kilometers per hour. Find the speed of the probe in meters per second. So 60,000 kilometers is 1000 meters by hour. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Each minute is 60 seconds. So 60 times 60, which will become 1666.67 meters per second. This is converting into meters. This is converting into seconds. In standard form, 1.67 times 10 to the power of 4 meters per second. Then part C, use your answers in part A and part B. Find the time taken to complete. So time equals to, we know, distance divided by speed. So distance is 2.5265 times 10 power 11 and this speed is 1.666667 times 10 power negative 4. Simplify that. You should be getting 1.52 times 10 power 7 seconds. That's going to be the answer. Question number 8. Pillar deposits 17,000 in a bank account which pays a nominal interest rate at 7% compounded yearly. Find how much interest Pillar earn after 6 years. So for this, keep n equals to 6, interest equals to 7, principal value equals to minus 17,000, PMT is going to be 0, future value you have to calculate, that also keep it as 0, P upon Y as 1, C upon Y as 1, then you will be able to get that future value as 25512.42. So the interest will be equals to 25512.42 minus 17,000. So that's going to be 8,512.42. Simena deposited 20,000 in bank account. Her account pays 5 rate of interest R% compounded annually monthly. After 5 years, the total amount is this much. Find the value of R. So in this case, N is going to be 6. Interest rate we have to calculate. PV equals to minus 20,000. Then no PMT. Then future value is going to be 24,351.19. P upon Y is 1. C upon Y is 1. Then calculate the interest. You should be getting it out 3.94%. Question number 9. Ito is exploring mathematics of earthquakes. The magnitude R of an earthquake can be modeled by this formula. Find the magnitude of earthquake when x equals to 52,098. So log base 10 52,098 divided by 0.001. So simplify by calculator, you should be getting 7.72. An earthquake has a magnitude of 8.9. Find the size of the movement of the earth in earth to correct nearest mm. So log base 10 x upon 0.001 equals to 8.9. You can use GDC to solve it out, but we will use in another way. X upon 0.001 is 10 to the power of 8.9. So x equals to 0.001 times 10 power 8.9. Use the calculator now. 794,328.234. So nearest mm will be 794,328 mm. Question number 10. The distance from the earth to sun is approximately is given. Find in kilometers, find in centimeters. So kilometers to meters is multiply by 1000. Meters to centimeters is multiply by 100. So we are going to multiply by 5 more zeros. So it's going to be part A 14960, 3 more zeros, 3 more zeros, and 3 more zeros centimeters. So part B, write in the standard form 1.496 times 10 power 13 centimeters. Marita draws the graph. Scale 1 centimeter is 1 unit. Find the distance between the earth and sun is equal to f of p. Find p in the nearest centimeter. So for that, 2 power x equals to 14960 followed by 9 zeros. So x equals to log base 2 14960 and followed by 9 zeros. So this should be giving the value from the calculator 43.8. So p value is 44. Question number 11. Maxon is going to train for a marathon. He plans to run 4 kilometers in the first week of training, then increase the amount he runs 0.5 kilometers every week. Find how many kilometers will run in his 12th week of training. So my first term equals to 4, common difference equals to 0.5. So U12 will be 4 plus 11 times 0.5, which is 9.5 kilometers. Using sigma notation, write an expression for the total distance traveled by Maxon has run after 20 weeks of training and calculate this distance. So S20 equals to sigma R equals to 1 to 20, 4 plus R minus 1 times 0.5. That is a sigma notation. Use the calculator. You should be getting 175 kilometers. A marathon is approximately 42 kilometers. How many weeks of training must he complete before he runs 42 kilometers? So 4 plus n minus 1 times 0.5 should be either be greater than or equal to 42. You can use directly the calculator, or else I'm using it on the ordinary procedure 38. So n minus 1 is greater than or equals to 38 divided by 0.5. N minus 1 is greater than or equal to 76. N is greater than or equal to 77. So therefore, at this rate, he will complete the first full marathon in the 77th week. Bicycle shopping app e-bike is analyzing business performance in a city. The number of bicycles hired by e-bike in the customer was 1530 in 2015. In 2018, it was 1624. Assuming it follows a geometric sequence, find the predicted number in 2025. So, first term is going to be 1530, which is 2015. then 2016, 2017, and 2018. So this is my first term, second term, third term, and fourth term. So fourth term is going to be 1624. Fourth term formula is u1 times r cube. So divide u1 times r cube divided by u1, which is 1625 divided by 1530. So r cube equals to 1625 divided by 1530. Then take cube root on both sides. So R value is going to be 1.02. Now 2025. He asked in 2025. 2025 means it's going to be the 11th year. U11. So which is U1 times R to the power of 10, which is 1530 times R to the power of 10. R value is 1.02 to the power of 10, which is going to be 1866 hires. That's going to be the answer. Now part B. Okay, so part B, let me add a page over there. Part B, predict the year in which number of hires will be exceeding 2000. So 2000 equals to 1530 times 1.02 whole to the power of n minus 1. Use the calculator, you'll be getting 14.5. So which is 15th year. 15th year, which is 2029. Next question number 13. A new cafe opens in Galsville. The owners invest 17,500 in the kitchen equipment. The value of the equipment decreases by 5% every year. If it is decreases by 5%, common ratio will be 0.95. Find the value after 7 years. So it will be 17,500 times 0.95 whole to the power of 7, which will become 12,220.90. Then the manager decides to refit the kitchen when the value of the equipment falls below 40%. So 17,500 times 0.95 whole to the power of n should become 40% of 17,500. Use a calculator to get the value of n. You will be getting 17.863752. So it will complete 18 years. So 18 years must pass. Now this is group 3 questions. Paper 1, some kind of difficult questions. Question number 14. Three functions f, g, h are given. Identify which function represents arithmetic series and represent your answer. So the first one represents the arithmetic series because this is the common difference. Common difference. So the first one, g of n, is going to be an arithmetic series, whereas the other two are not because it is in the powers. They are not common difference. Therefore, the first one is going to represent the arithmetic series. Hence, write down the first term and common difference of the arithmetic series. So substitute k equals to 0 or k equals to 1. K equals to 1, it will become 8.7. That is the first term. And the common difference is going to be d equals to 3. Identify which function is the geometric sequence. The second one will have the geometric sequence because the second one, which is h of n, it is under multiplication. So h of n is going to be the geometric sequence. H of n represents geometric series. Why does it represent geometric series? Because 9.3 times 1.1 whole to the power of k is the common ratio. Now what is the first term? In this case he is asking, write down the first term and the common ratio. Substitute k equals to 1. So k equals to 1. So it is 9.3 times 1.1 to the power of 1, which is 10.23. And what is the common ratio? Is 1.1 is the common ratio. Find the least value of n for which h of n is greater than g of n. So what am I going to do? I am going to use the calculator app, h of n is 9.3 times 1.1 to the power of n is greater than g of n, 5.7 plus 3n. Use the calculator, you should be able to get the value of n as 29. That's going to be the answer. Question number 15. A trip to a remote jungle region is planned. 68 people and 80 cases must be transported on narrow roads. The organizers of the trip can hire cars or vans. Each car can carry 4 people and 3 cases. Each van 7 people and 10 cases. Is V is the number of vans and C is the number of cars. Write down the system of equations in this context. So I have 68 people. So van can carry car can carry 4 people, van can carry 7 people. So 7 people plus 4 cars. Then I have 80 cases. Car can carry 3 cases, van can carry 10 cases. So 80 equals to 10V plus 3C. Use technology to solve this. Use the GDC to solve the simultaneous equations. You should be getting it out of V equals to 6.11, C equals to 6.32. Hence, find the number of vans and the number of cars that should be had, given that the van costs more than the hire of the car. So, we will take if V equals to 6 and C equals to 6 will not satisfy because both are less. Will not satisfy, will not be able to carry all the people because V equals to 6 means if at all I am taking 6 vans, so 6 times 7 is 42 people. I will be getting 42 people because of the vans, and each car is 6 times 4, 24 people because of the car. So total it will be nothing but 66 people. So but I have 68. So therefore both 6 is not possible. Then what I will be doing it out, I'll do vans equals to 7, cars equals to 6. So 7 times 7 is nothing but 49, and 6 times 4 is nothing but 24. Total will be 73 people. 73 people. But whereas about the what it says, this is about people. What about the cases? It will be 7 times. For cases, it is 7 times 10. How many cases each van can carry? 10 cases. 7 times 10, 70. And how many cases each car can carry? 6 times. Each car can carry 3, which is 18. So 88. 88 cases can be carried. So V equal to 7, V equal to 6. Then I'll try V equals to 6 and C equals to 7. In that case, 7 times 6, which is 42, and 7 times 4, which is 28. So it will become 70 people. And over here, it is 6 times 10, 60, and 7 times 3, which is 21, which is 81, can be transported. So in both the cases, what it says, it is satisfying, but I want it out which is most economical. So this is the most economical solution to the problem. So because we have what we are having in either cases, how many people we are having? 68 people we are having. We have 68 people. So in this case is also possible, this case is also possible, and we have how many cases? 80 cases. Here also 80 cases is possible, 80 cases is possible. But what is the thing is, we want to know which is most economical. Van cost more than car, so car should be lesser one, and van should be the car should be the higher one, and van should be the least one. So over here, in this case, cars are more than vans. In this case, vans are more than cars. So therefore, this is the most viable one. So 6 vans and 7 cars is the option because it is most economical. So first what I have tried both 6 and 6. is not possible. 176 and another 67. I tried it out. Both the ways it is possible, but I want the most economical one. So as cars cost cheaper, so should be taking it out more number of cars. Question number 16. Emilia is comparing loan deals. She wishes to buy an apartment for 250,500. Bank A requires 10% deposit. Take a loan for 20 years at a nominal interest rate of 1.3% compounded monthly. Repayments are made each month. Bank B requires 15%. Take a loan for 25 years. Nominal interest rate 1.1% compounded monthly. Repayments each month. Calculate the monthly repayments for each loan. A and B. For A, it is 240 and interest rate is 1.3. Present value, because 10% is already taken off, 10% deposit is already taken off. So the present value will be 225,450. So 90% of that one. PMT, we have to calculate the monthly repayment. PMT calculate. Future value should be 0. P upon Y is 12 and C upon Y is also 12. In this case, PMT I am going to get it as 1067.285. Now for this one, for bank B, N is 300 and I is 1.1. Present value 15% is deposited, so remaining 85%. Then PMT we have to calculate, which is 0. Future value is 0 and P upon Y is 12 and C upon Y is also 12. In this case, I'll be getting 812.1311. So I have calculated for bank A, the value will be pounds 1067.29. For bank B, it will be pounds 812.13. Hence, find the total repayment for each loan. We are going to find it out, total repayment for each loan. Bank A will become 256,149.60. Bank B becomes 243,639.00. Hence, describe the advantages and disadvantages of Amelia choosing the deal of Bank A in preference to Bank B. Now, for Bank A, total expense. How much she is spending it out? First, she is paying 10%, plus she is paying 256,149.60, which is 281,200.60. For Bank B, how much is her expense? First she is paying 15%, then 243,639. She is paying 281,214.00. So advantages, what are the advantages? First one is smaller deposit. She has to pay smaller deposit, and loan is paid off 5 years sooner because it is paid in 25 years, 5 years sooner. Then total expenses less. These are the advantages. But what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages: higher monthly payments. Monthly payments are higher. These are the disadvantages. Question number 17. Tedora is planning a rock garden is in the shape of a triangle. A, B, C values are given. Find the value of C. So just substitute out the values. 100 plus 7 plus 2 times 10 times. This is minus square root of 7 cosine 60. Simplify by calculator. 107 minus 10 root 7. He's asking exact value, so you should not use in decimals. Then, if Tedora approximates root 7 to 3 significant figures and uses this value of root 7, find the percentage error. So, square root of 100 plus 2.65 square root of 7 minus 2 times 10 times 2.65 times cosine 60 minus square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 divided by square root of 107 minus 10 root 7, then times 100%. When you simplify it out, you should be getting your answer as 0.0124%. If A equals to 10, B equal to root 7 are exact, but C equals to 60 degrees is accurate only to nearest degree, find the maximum percentage error in the value of C. So, what am I going to do? The angle is measured to the nearest degree. Nearest degree means 1 degree divided by 2, so 0.5. So it is 60 minus 0.5 is 59.5. 60 plus 0.5 is 60.5. So I'm going to take it as 59.5 and 60.5. Both the values I'm going to take it. So for square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 cosine of 59.5 minus square root of, let me write in smaller spaces so that I can compare both. So if at all I am taking 59.5, what should be the answer? Square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 cosine 59.5 minus square root of 107 minus 10 root 7. I have to make much more smaller so that I can compare both. So I'm going to take 59.5. So in that case, it's going to be square root 107 minus 10 root 7 cosine 59.5 minus square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 divided by square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 and 100 percentage. So when I do that one, I'm going to get that difference as 0.0779 percentage. Now, if at all I take the other value, which is nothing but what, 60.5, in that case, it's going to be square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 cosine 60.5 minus, or else better to write it in the next line. For 69.5 at all I take, it is going to be square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 cosine 69.5 minus square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 divided by square root of 107 minus 10 root 7 percentage. It's going to be giving me the answer as 0.0802. So which is the maximum percentage error? This is going to be the maximum percentage error among both times 100, which is going to be 8.02%. Question number 18. CMD invests 9,500 in savings account that pays nominal annual interest rate of 5%, compounded quarterly. Find how many years must wait until the value of her investment doubles. So n value I have to calculate 0, I equals to 5, PV equals to minus 9,500, and PMT is going to be 0, FV is going to be 19,000 double. So P upon Y, what is the case is no P upon Y. I am not going to use any P upon Y. Here I can keep it as 1. Then what am I going to do? But the interest rate is compounded quarterly. So P upon C upon Y should be equals to 4. Now, if at all I am going to use this one, so I'm going to get the value of N as 14 years. Next, Nicole invests 9,500 in a savings account, which is a nominal interest rate of 5% compounded monthly. Find the minimum nominal annual interest rate needed to double her money in 12 years. So, N is going to be 12. Interest rate we have to calculate. PV is again 9,500 negative. PMT is going to be 0. Future value is going to be double of that one, 19,000. Then P upon Y I don't want. C upon Y I don't is 12 compounded monthly. Now in that case you will be getting N value as 12 years. Now coming to paper 2 questions. Dennis works for a car-sharing subscription scheme. On her first day at work, she sells Y subscriptions. Her manager asks her to increase the number of subscriptions she sells by the same amount each working day. Dennis sells 27 on the 6th working day and 41 in the 3rd working day. Write down the system of equations. So 27 equals to Y plus 5x, because every 6 means n minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 6 minus 1 is 5. And 41 on the 13th. So y plus 12x. Next, hence predict the values of x and y. Solve by what is the calculator. X equals to 2 and y equals to 17. Determine if Dennis will sell at least 1,000 subscriptions in the total in her first 32 working days. So what is it telling it out? If she is selling 17 subscriptions on the first day and then increases the number of subscriptions by just 1 per each day. So common difference is going to be at least 1. 1 per each day. Then S32 will become 32 upon 2, 2 times 17 plus 32 minus 1 times 1. So it becomes 16 times 34 plus 31, which is going to be 1041. So this is the least she has sold. So she will be selling more than. This is the least, which is more than 1,000. She is selling 1,041, which is actually more than 1,000. Question number 2, the last question. Alex has 21,000 to invest. Option A, invest in a savings account, annual interest rate of 14%, 4% compounded yearly. Option B, maximum annual interest of 3.8 compounded monthly. Option C, guaranteed payment of 1,100 per year. To the nearest, calculate the value of Alex investment after 1 year in option A, option B, and option C. For option A, it will be 4% every year, 1.04. So it will become 21,840. For option B, it is compounded interest monthly. So 1 plus 3.8 upon 1200 divided by 12. You can use GDC also. TVM option, I am using the formula method. And option C, 21,000 plus 1,100 every year. So she'll be getting 22,100. Then write down the expression for the value of V, Alex investment after n years if he chooses A, B, C. So for n years, option A will become 21,000 times 1.04 whole to the power of n. Option B will become 21,000 times 1 plus 3.8 divided by 1,200 whole to the power of 12n. Whereas option C will become 21,000 plus 1,100n. Next, Alex is told by his friend Beth that his investment will grow in value faster in option B than in option A, since the compounding periods are more frequent. Determine if Beth's claim is correct and justify your answer. So, he's saying that option B is more than option A. So what am I going to do it is, I'm going to draw the graph for option A and option B. When you draw the graph for option B and option A, you can see that option A graph is a green color one and option B graph is the yellow color one. You can see that always option A is greater than option A is always greater than option B. Every time option A is always greater than option B. So therefore, what is this? The claim is false. Next, part D, find the number of complete years for which LX investment would be worth more than option A and option B. So we use the calculator to draw the graph. Now draw the graph for the option C also. When I'm going to draw the graph for option C, you will be getting it out 2 points of intersection. 2 points of intersection, and find the point of intersection. The first point will be 14.1 comma 3.65 e to the power of plus 4, and another one will be, these are the values from GDC. Check that you are getting the same values in the GDC, e to the power of plus 4. So we can see that after 17 years, 16.2 means 17 years. 17 years, the what is this? It will be more than both option A and option B. Lastly, party, find the nearest euros difference in the total interest LX will earn after 20 years by choosing option A instead of option C. So option A, 21,000 times 1.04 whole to the power of 20, which is 46,014, and another one will be 21,000 plus 20 times 1,100, which is 43,000. So what is the total difference? 3,014 is going to be the total difference. So that completes this all questions based upon number and algebra, both paper 1 and paper 2 for AISL. See you in the next video. Bye.